Hey y'all, Grammy Tink here from Hot Tub Central. Just giving you an update. So it has been 1 year and 2 weeks since my middle daughter has talked to me. And it has been, I don't know how many months since my oldest daughter has talked to me. It's very hurtful. So I keep in touch with my youngest daughter almost a daily basis. Right now she's on a family camping trip with her children and husband, but I get pictures from her when, well, she gave me pictures yesterday of my grandson and, well, actually it was two of my grandsons trying to get the dog to get it in the river and play, but apparently her Labrador doesn't like the water, which is very unusual for a Labrador. Labradors are known water dogs, but apparently hers just likes to blow bubbles in the water. Weird. Anyway, so I am going to plant flowers this week, and then when the weather cools off again, I'm going to start baking. I'm going to take up baking, and I think I'm going to just give away baking stuffs, because Lord knows I don't need to put on any more weight. Depression really sucks because you either don't eat or you eat a lot. And unfortunately, I fall into the eat a lot category. And I just can't shake the depression. Now, the reason I'm making these videos has nothing to do with trying to get back at anybody. It is for my own sanity. And to let other people know that at any age, depression exists. And it's okay to admit that you're depressed. And it's okay to seek out help. It's best if you do seek out help. I want to tell you a story. In 1989, my mother passed away. She would have been considered clinically depressed. She'd been injured on the job. Just like me. she'd had surgery for her injury, just like me. And she was estranged from one of her children. One of 4 of her children. And she had no idea why she was estranged from one of her children. Well, I had talked to her the Thursday before Mother's Day. Now, mind you, my mother lived out in the Boontoolies of Utah. So far out that they didn't run phone lines out to their property. The phone company wanted something like $2,500 to run a phone line out to their property because it was so far out of town. Which, of course, in 1989, my mom didn't have that kind of money. Neither did her husband. And I certainly didn't. So I talked to her the Thursday before Mother's Day, and I asked her to come out for Mother's Day because I was broke and had no money to put gas in my car to drive out to her property in Duchesne. And she said she would talk to her husband. She called me from a payphone, mind you. That was in town. My mother's property was approximately 7 or 8 miles outside of town. And she said she would call me the next day. Well, Friday came and went. Didn't hear anything. Saturday came and went, and I didn't hear anything. Well, Mother's Day rolled around, and she didn't show up. And I was worried. But I had no way of getting a hold of her, since they didn't have a phone. I wasn't going to call the sheriff's department, you know, I mean, what do I say? My mom didn't call me? Like they're going to travel out there to check on her because my mom didn't call? No. Well, then Monday rolls around. I'm really worried. But still wasn't calling the sheriff's department. Well, at 2 o'clock in the morning, Tuesday morning, my house phone rings. Now, mind you, back then, everybody had a house phone. Nobody had a cell phone. And it was my mother's husband. And my then husband, now my ex, answered the phone, and because we didn't have a phone in our bedroom, you know, but the phone that we did have, which was in the bedroom across the hall, was very loud. But the bedroom across the hall was actually our computer room. My ex-husband says, "What's wrong?" So I knew something was up. And it's my mother's husband telling him that he needs to speak to me. And he kept asking him, "What's wrong, Slim?" And he kept saying he needed to speak to me. And all he would tell him was he needed to speak to me. So he finally hands me the phone, and Slim tells me that my mother's gone. And I said, "Gone where?" And he says, "No, you don't understand. Your mom's passed away." And I said, "What?" Because, mind you, 1989, in May of 1989, my mom is only 47 years old. And I'm like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean?" "My mom has passed away." Your mom has passed away. She passed away in her sleep. I completely lost it. My mother died? How can that be? That didn't make sense. It didn't compute to me. My mom was 47 years old. There was no way she could die. She was too young to die. Die in her sleep? Come on. Who at 47 dies in their sleep? That's something for old people. Not a 47-year-old woman. The reason I'm telling you this story is because my brother, my oldest brother, was the one that was not speaking to my mom. And it wasn't really a deliberate thing on his part. He was just in his own headspace. He wasn't trying to be malicious, or he wasn't angry at her. He was just doing his own thing, basically, is what I'm going to tell you. He's just doing his own thing. I'm going to tell you why or what he was up to, but just doing his own thing. Now, mind you, this was May of 1989, and my brother still feels guilty for the way he treated my mother. She's been dead for over 30 years. That's a long time to carry a lot of guilt. For non-intentionally treating her like shit. So what I want to convey to you is, don't hang on to guilt or anger, especially with your parents. Because once they're gone, you can't take it back, ever. There's things that I did that I regret with my parents, and they're both gone. But I loved my parents, both of them. And there's things that I can't forgive that my parents did. And they know what it is. They know what they did. Well, I can't say that I don't forgive it. It's just that I can't let it go. And they know what it is. My life is my own. How do I even really convey that? It's not really my own. From the time I became a mother at the age of 19, my life, I guess, it no longer became mine, because I became a mom. And once I became a mom, my life was no longer my own. And from that point forward, my children became my life. Even my current husband, whom I adore and I would do anything for. He knows, even today, even though the children don't live at home, my children come first, always. And he is to never, ever, never, ever to make me choose between him and my children, because the children would always win. Even after being married to him for 25 years, the children would win. I'm a mom first. First and foremost, always a mom. I guess I'm just a rambling old fool. But I love my daughters. And I love my grandchildren. 5 of whom I haven't got to see in a long time. And I miss them very much. And I've never gotten to see my great-grandson. So, anyway, back at the farm, or back at the hot tub. when I do start baking / cooking, that's what I'm going to change my channel to, is cooking with Grammy. I might do little updates about what's going on with my girls or with my grandkids. But only if you guys want me to. Let me know down below in the comments if you want me to keep you updated on what's going on with this. Otherwise, this will be the last update. Talk to you later. Next post will be about cooking.